You ready? You're a wolf chasing a rabbit, but the chase has just begun. You can run to the horizon, but you'll never catch the sun. Rabbit ran into the lion's den, and now the wolf is done. Now you're looking for your gun, and she said, run.
Run, run, table turning. Now we see that you're the one. It ain't no fun. Run, 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 run. It ain't no fun.
You can run to the horizon, but you'll never catch the sun. Rabbit ran into the lion's den, and now the wolf is done.
When the rabbit's got the gun.
I told you.
What up? Mike here. I'm your host, author, illustrator, and creator of all things Rabbit Comics. I'm joined here, as usual, by my beautiful co-host, La. What up, La?
What's up?
How you doing today?
Doing good.
Your hair looks really good.
Thanks.
I like when you wear it down. She never wears her hair down.
No, enjoying this cool weather.
Yeah, no, it's really nice out. We're on episode 7?
7.
Or 6?
It's 6 or 7.
Is it 6?
We'll put it on the
7,
screen.
6, 7, 6, 7. No, we're on episode 7, and if you're unfamiliar with the Department Files, basically it's a book that I wrote and illustrated. It's also obviously the name of the podcast, but basically what we do is Law goes through the book, she picks a different character per episode, and we just kind of discuss the lore, their backstory, the inspiration for the character, like kind of like just whatever I've, how they came to be. And so it's just, it's fun. We're both comic nerds, and I now have comic books, and so it's just a cool way to introduce new readers to the Rabbit comic world. If you would like to follow along, the books are available on Amazon. They are also available at the Retail Therapy Market Convention Center location downtown. Those addresses will be above. And yeah, we're going to have a good show today.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It has. Gotta get back in the groove.
We got to get back in the swing of things. All right, we're going to get started.
You ready? You're a wolf chasing a rabbit, but the chase has just begun. You can run to the horizon, but you'll never catch the sun. Rabbit ran into the lion's den, and now the wolf is done. Now you're looking for your gun, and she said, run.
Run, run, table turning. Now we see that you're the one.
All right, so who do we have on your mind today?
All right. Wanted to start off with Glacier.
Glacier.
Yeah,
Glacier's a cool character.
it is.
Yeah, she has a lot of backstory.
And definitely, I see her connected to a couple of other characters that we spoke about before, but you just give like a brief summary on what her backstory is.
So her backstory is very complicated, and okay, so I wanted a character. I'll just start with the fact that her name is Glacier and she has fire powers. Let me start there. So
A little contrast.
right, and so like also her costume and color scheme and everything is kind of like very sort of icy. Oh look, we have a special guest today. That's not supposed to happen. What's up, Shere Khan? My cat's name is Shere Khan after the tiger from the Jungle Book, and it's an apt name because he's just as bad. Okay. So, what I was saying before Shere Khan interrupted us is her costume has like the icy blue tones with the white, but there's kind of like the red, which is just like a nod to the fact that she also has fire abilities. Her name is a misnomer. She has 0 ice ability or freeze ability whatsoever.
She looks like some icy hot though.
She a little bit. That's
icy
actually
personality.
Icy Hot is
hot
actually
powers.
a dope name. That's really funny. But yeah, she has no like ice abilities whatsoever. It's a misnomer because of the place that she grew up. She grew up in Muktalif. Marowak is a character in my story who also goes by Echo. She's a character we haven't talked about yet, but she adopted Glacier and raised her in Muktalif. Muktalif is a fictitious country on the continent of Antarctica. So it's
Mhm.
basically like Wakanda but cold,
Right.
basically. And Glacier's backstory is very complex. So basically, her grandfather, whose name was Victor James Prime, was a member of the Founding Seven. He had a son. His son's name was Nicholas. Victor was killed in battle when Nicholas was 5, and Nicholas was, groomed basically to succeed Victor. He doesn't want to be a baddie. He doesn't want to join a baddie. He doesn't want to join the Founding Seven, and so he runs off. He gets married. He has a daughter. They are, it's a secret because the department is looking for him. They're trying to like recruit him because, to just kind of succeed his father. He names his daughter after his mother. His mother's name is Persephone. Again, that's a nod to my uh, the fact that I really like the Greek like mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And so his mother's name is Persephone. They have this baby. The department comes looking for him, not knowing that he has a child. They give the child to Merowick, who was already living in the fictitious land of Mukhtalif, and so there was some connection, which is in the book. If you get the book, you'll read the whole thing. But basically, there was this connection. So they give the child to Merowick, who then raises the child. They go off. There's a whole other thing with them. But so now Persephone Glacier is being raised in Mukhtalif under Prince Alon, under like they're all in the same sort of location, right? And so Mukhtalif has its own. It's like Wakanda. They have their own. It's their own thing. It's their own country. They do their own thing. And so the children, when she started developing abilities, her abilities were, kind of fire based. Not kind of, they are fire based. And so the children, when she was younger, they used to, I would say tease. I'll say maybe like lovingly poke fun at the fact that like she's living in Antarctica essentially with these fire-based powers, and so they called her Glacier as just kind of like a, kids are just dumb,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like the whole 6-7 thing, like they just like, and I don't mean dumb like kids are dumb. I just mean like they're silly, like they're goofy,
So
right?
unserious.
And so yeah, and so exactly unserious. And so they nicknamed her Glacier, and so the moniker just stuck, even though she doesn't have ice abilities at all. There's so much more to her backstory, but if I really just like sit and get into it, it'll be the whole episode. We'll sit here the whole time and talk about it. But yeah,
Knows her personality cold like Gracie would fit with.
I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that. So the thing is, as she gets older, she learns that because Matterwick also lied to her. She didn't tell her who her parents were. She didn't tell her like her lineage, and she did that as a way to protect her. But then once the department found out that she exists, because they didn't know that she was alive, or even like they just didn't even know that Nicholas had a child, then they started, coming after her. They sent Anansi, who was the telepath. We also haven't gone over her, but she's the one that discovered Persephone / Glacier in the first place, and so it was just like a thing, and so once Glacier finds out, then she really leans into like her lineage of like, well, this was my grandfather, this is my right, this seat is my right, and so she, on her own volition as an adult, goes and joins the Founding Seven, and so there's tension between her and her folks in Mukhtalif. She grew up, under sort of the customs of this fictitious land, and she wasn't raised to be sort of vicious, but then under sort of the thumb of Nancy and Cyrus and the whole department and everything, and once they got a hold of her, she just flipped, and she became resentful of the fact that that Matterwick never told her the true story. So
Now she has telepathy powers as well.
Matterwick,
No, Glacier, or is it just?
no. She doesn't have telepathy. She has. I mean, I get she can control her flames. So I guess in a way, it's kind of like telepathy. But her abilities are really really interesting in that yes, she controls fire, but her fire, because it's cosmic based, it's not It's not the type. It's not like here, like we're a carbon based planet, right? Like, and
Mm.
everything follows kind of like a general rule of thumb. Her abilities, her fire can ignite under any circumstance. So she doesn't need like she could. Her fires will burn underwater. Her fires will. She can control if they are actually burning or not. So, for instance, if I were Glacier, and you're my friend, and we're sitting next to each other, and I set this room on fire, just all of a sudden the fire is burning everywhere. I could make it so that everything in this room burns except the two of us and the things that we're wearing.
Okay.
She can be very precise with like, even though you see the flames, they can touch you, but she has an ability that she can control like if it's actually even burning.
So the destruction,
It's
how much
really,
destructive
yeah,
it can
it's
be.
wild. And again, this is just kind of like a nod back to like me saying in whatever episode I said this before, but I'm trying to think of new ways to kind of reinvent the wheel
Mm-hmm.
because you have a lot of fire based characters in comic books. I mean, it's a really cool thing to see, like somebody shoot flames or control fire. The first one that comes to mind for me is Pyro, but I know that there are others, and so I wanted it. I wanted her to stand out somehow, and so yeah, her abilities, because they're cosmic based, they can burn in space. She doesn't need oxygen for her fires to burn. It's weird, and it is kind of like telepathy because she can control them, but she's only in control of her flame.
Mm.
So if you light,
So she doesn't manipulate like outside fires.
no,
Okay. Makes
no,
sense.
but she doesn't need to because she can just create her own flame, and then now she can manipulate that. Yeah,
And then like I know on her rankings she has increased strength, stamina,
mm-hmm.
durability,
For sure.
speed, and all that. So, is there anything else besides the fire, like that would she be considered a power or something that she uses to fight with,
I mean, so all of the
or like
characters,
like how they have like background in combat or.
yeah. Well, I see where you're going. That's good. That's good. Lala Winfrey. She's leading me into because she knows that I forgot. So yeah. So basically, she was able. So she was trained under, um, like the Muktalif Defense Force. I don't know why I'm laughing. She was trained under the Muktalif Defense Force under Marowak / Echo, and so she trained with them, and so she has these sort of abilities, fighting hand to hand combat abilities, and she's really quick on her feet. She's strong. She's not like, I wouldn't say like She-Hulk level, but she has enhanced strength, stamina, durability, that sort of thing. But some of that comes from her just the way that she's able to focus her abilities, like, and then internalize the flame within, I guess is the way
Mm-hmm.
to say it. And so it's kind of like a Johnny Storm situation from the
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Four,
Yeah, because I always
except
wonder why sometimes his clothes never burnt up.
it's kind of like that, except that I think Johnny is susceptible to water.
Yeah.
Hers are not. Like, you could throw water on her fire and it would not necessarily douse.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. What do you like about her?
Uh, I like the uniform first. That was the standout part, and then just the fact that the contrast of her having fire powers and her name being Glacier. That's always cool
Yeah.
because everything, a lot of names be pretty on point with either
Spider-Man,
physical looks or
Batman,
yeah, exactly.
Catwoman.
So love that. I had another question too. Let me see if I can remember. It was something about her history because she's like basically the grandfather's prodigy, and he was the founding seven.
Mm-hmm.
So is she like taking that role of stepping up into that, or is she? I know because she had some,
Into the Founding Seven?
yeah, or having some feelings towards her family for denouncing being the prime
Yeah,
and
so
abandoning her. Like,
yeah. So it's complicated. She she doesn't denounce her family entirely because obviously she wants to follow her grandfather's footsteps because her grandfather was a part of the founding seven. To her, um, and also you have to remember Anansi's in her head,
Mm.
and Anansi is a telepath. We haven't talked about her yet.
We did.
Did we talk about Anansi?
We did.
No. Hammerhead, telekinetic. Anansi is telepath. That's the one that can go in your mind and.
Maybe we just talked about her.
I mean, we
when
brought
were
her
talking
up,
about the
but we
red
didn't. We
moth.
didn't like cover her.
Okay,
You know what I
gotcha.
mean? That's what I'm saying. But I'm like, wait, when did we talk about Anansi? I missed that. So Anansi's in her mind, right? And so Anansi is being a telepath, is able to like influence things, and she's changing the perception basically for her. The perception is that this was taken from you.
Mm-hmm.
Your grandfather, this is your birthright. Your grandfather sat on this. Your grandfather sat in this seat, and this seat should have been your father's. Your father denounced it. He was a traitor to the family, and this is your birthright. And then you grew up in this country that you're not even from. You're not even and they basically have brainwashed you into thinking that you're one thing when you're something else. They've given you a moniker that has nothing to do with your power set, and it's all just like confusion based type of like um, warfare essentially because they want her and her ability and like what she can do on their side. They recognize like how powerful she is, and they want to recruit her basically. And so also they're helping her, or they want her to help them find a family member.
Okay.
And so she takes all of this in. She's obviously being manipulated, and also in her mind. And so she gets mad at Echo. She gets mad at her parents for like, why would you leave? Why would you do this? And so yeah, there's tension there for sure. Yeah.
What's this Mukta leaf defense?
The Mukta,
that's from the country she's from.
yeah. It's just like the Mukta Leaf Defense Force. So basically, think of it as
the Wakanda warriors with bodies. Yeah.
Like the yeah, exactly. And they are so Muktalif is a country set up with kings and queens, and so Prince Alan, who we also have not talked about, he is obviously in line, to be king one day, and so there's a defense force, there's a royal defense force, and they're called the Muktalif defense, and so she was trained in that against Echo. Echo really didn't want her to be a fighter in that way necessarily. But then once her powers developed, it's like, oh well, man, you gonna say I'm a cook? Like, you can go help. So yeah, that's what happened. So she was trained. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a like a. It feels like you're asking like, well, like is that karate? Like I don't know what it is. Like it's just like hand to hand combat. It's their own sort of like amalgam of whatever they use, and so it's just really they're really proficient at it. And so if you're trained in the Muktalif defense, you're a really good hand to hand combatant, like almost Rabbit level. Rabbit is like one of the best combatants in the series. I mean, because he's the main character and he should be.
And he got the gun.
Yeah. The Rabbit's got the gun. Yeah, but but she's very proficient in hand to hand combat. She can go up against a lot of other combatants that I can think of, like maybe like Bishop's really good. Rabbit, of course. Bagheera.
Mm-hmm.
She's up there in hand to hand combating. Yeah. And so Glacier's up there too. But Glacier doesn't. She also has this ability. So it's like if you're fighting hand to hand with Glacier, you're getting down because it's like that means you overcome the flames. Like, you know what I mean? That means that somehow you've gotten past that, and like now it's just like she can't. It's become ineffective, and now she has to literally scrap. So if you're going hand to hand with her, you're bad for real. And there's a few that could do that. Yeah. And I like that because it creates balance. Because like,
for sure.
I don't like I mean, I shouldn't say I don't like. I enjoy the comics that inspire me, but I want to be different and unique as I can. And I think that a lot of times in comic books, you have these characters that are like just like god level powerful. And it's
Mhm.
like, how do you fight that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't. You the only way you can fight that is with another god level being. And then at that point, it's just like
Like a little more relatable
they could just
character.
blow up the whole world. Like, then what is the point? Like, you know.
Yeah.
And then to see it in live action, you have to dumb these characters down so much because their power sets is like they can wipe out whole galaxies, and it's like that's pretty cool, but it's also impractical.
Mhm.
And this is not a uh I'm not like, this isn't a critique. I'm just saying that like I enjoy that, and I want to come up with um my version of that that's not as drastic.
Mhm.
And I say that, and I in my mind I'm like, I know where some of these characters are headed, and so some of them will eventually end up with like what could be described as like god tier abilities. But I feel like there has to be, it's got to be scalable, and it just has to make sense.
Yeah.
So
My last question is: does she happen to have any love interest or close connection with any of the other, besides the
love
parental
interest,
thing?
no, I haven't thought about a love interest. Her close connection, of course, is I thought she was behind me. Her close connection is Echo.
Mm.
There is going to be a connection to Prince Alan, just because they're from the same place, they grew up together. So she was raised in their customs,
Okay.
and so there's going to be a lot of connections with characters specifically from Muktalib. There's also going to be like moments where her Muktalib upbringing is kind of bleeds out, and
Mm.
so like just in the way that she moves through the world. I haven't really thought about a love interest for her yet. I don't know that she's focused so much on that. I think she's more concerned with just like her comeuppance, and
Okay.
like she just wants the seat that is tech. I mean, I guess technically it's rightfully owed to her, but it's just like a really bad seat. It's like you don't want. It's like then now you're a bad guy. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's the kind of like the tension that's created, because it's like, well, the seat is owed to her, but like, why would you want that seat? Like,
Mhm.
and that's kind of like where Echo and the good guys are coming from, because it's like, girl, like your parents literally absconded so that you wouldn't have to be like um that this wouldn't be like in your face, like that you wouldn't need, that this wouldn't apply to you, that you could be out of this, you wouldn't have to be recruited in this way. And she's just like, nope, I won't follow my granddad. Who was a very terrible man. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's very interesting. Her backstory is complex, but it also creates, um, in my opinion, it creates like an interesting character, because there's this there's this tug of war between like, she wasn't raised evil. She wasn't raised bad. She wasn't she was just a kid growing up in this country. This country, Muktalif, is a country that is like rich in resources. I mean, it's literally it's cold Wakanda,
Yeah.
right? Like, and so like she was raised in this like beautiful environment, and then she comes across a Nazi who like gets in her head and like just sort of flips her.
Yeah.
And so it's just going to be, there's an
Seems like
interesting
she's going
ride to
through an
see
identity crisis almost.
exactly
Yeah.
like, wow, like, who am I? People that I thought were my people. I grew up with Echo, who I thought was my grandmother, who's not technically. And yeah, it's this whole thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She's one of my favorite characters, just because the backstory is so complicated, and it's so complicated that I forget sometimes.
Yeah.
I have to like read it again. Like, wait a minute, what did I say she did? Because it's like
Yeah.
it's wild. So we're done.
Yeah.
Boo! I had such a good time.
Yeah, she's definitely one that I can't wait to see in more. Even if she
Yeah,
has like her own little spot in there,
yeah.
'cause
She's
she's
pretty
definitely
cool.
diverse,
She's definitely
complex enough to
diverse.
have more episodes or something for her.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you.
Thank
As
you.
always, this is cool, really cool. And thank you guys for watching. This is it's just, I really love this. This is like the highlight of my day every time we do this. So again, if you're interested in following along with our installments, and you want to pick up a book, if you're in the Phoenix area, They are available at the Retail Therapy Market Convention Center location. Also on Amazon, as always, they are always available on Amazon, and they ship in just a few days. So, yeah, just check us out, and you can follow both of us on Instagram. Obviously, these are our. I'm gonna put them like I'm gonna go like this. Where you gonna put it? Right here, right here, and I'll put mine down there.
That's cute.
That's cute. Can't even see it. That's cute. All right, we out of here.
Bye.
Peace.